So in British Columbia, I helped build a formula for guesstimating how many Sasquatches in a tribal territory. So here's the Olympic Peninsula right here, and someone wants to know, like when they walk in the store here, SasquatchLegend.com, they say, "Oh, you mean there's more than one?" And I'm like, give your head a shake. Every species has to be in the hundreds of thousands in order to stay a species living. So in Canada, knowing that the Sasquatches are seasonal migrational harvesting and moving about for wintertime shellfish feeding time, for the herring spawn in shallow water, May, the big low tides for shellfish and mollusks and things that are found when the tide goes really low. And then you have the salmon season that runs from summer into fall. And then you get your elk fawning time during the spring and deer, so they're up in the alpines. So you're never going to figure out how many Sasquatches there are. But what we did is we know that in the summer and fall they're in the river systems, very high abundant proteins, fish. So, and birds that are feeding on the fish and other animals that they can feed on as well. So we came up with a formula for every 10 miles of river, stream, or creek, 10 kilometers I mean, which is 7 miles, there should be a factor of 4 Sasquatches. So if you take the whole river that's here in the Olympic Peninsula and you use that formula of every 7 miles a factor of 4, you get 20 plus Sasquatches just on that one river system. And when you take the rivers that are on the Olympic Peninsula that all produce salmon, and some of the bigger ones with tributaries, and you use that formula, you'll come to 168 to 220 plus Sasquatches just on the Olympic Peninsula. So using that formula, I've never done it for Washington State, but I would guesstimate there's well over 500 Sasquatches in Washington State. And as we know, there's Sasquatches in every province, territory in Canada, every state in the US, Alaska included. So when you use that formula, I imagine you're going to get 50 to 100,000 plus Sasquatches throughout North America, or as us Indians call it, Turtle Island, and as I call it, Sasquatch Island. Because every Indian tribe has names and understanding, beliefs, and perspectives about their Sasquatch they've shared their homelands with. The Indians have been the humans of the day, Sasquatch the humans of the night. And now when the contact was made and they created states and provinces and territories, the non-Indians have their names for Sasquatch. You guys come from Florida, skunk ape, momo, rougarou, and the list goes on. Here in the Pacific Northwest, Bigfoot, Sasquatch. But everyone in every state, province, and territory has sightings, beliefs, understanding to a certain degree about Sasquatch.